is definitely in the building. So glad to have you joining the conversation. So sad that I am running so far behind. I know I asked y'all to jump on it, come holler at your girl, but we're in the building. I'm here. Y'all see I'm outside of Sherman Phoenix at Happy Days Day Bar. Glad to be able to chop it up with y'all. Make sure y'all share the video. Y'all know I'm gonna ask y'all 1,000 times, considering my listen, listen. My cell phone has been treating me like a whole stepchild. I ain't tripping, and I ain't officially mad. Apparently, I got too much data stored on my phone, and it's blocking not all of, but a lot of my functions. So I can't get the things done that I'm trying to get done. So your help in that area will be greatly appreciated. Make sure you share this video, share this link. Make sure you got folks timed in and chopped on and all the things. Shout out to Buffalo Boss here at the Sherman Phoenix for looking out for your girl. And JC Wacy. How about that? We in the building. Shout out to my homegirl Crystal Ship for chiming in right away. We appreciate you. What up, Sip? How you doing? Yep, we in the building. I wanted to make sure that I got on and threw the show together so that I can update y'all on some great things that is going on here in the building. Hello, Facebook user. Y'all know I can't see y'all. I'm gonna call you. Come on, Chasey Wasey. Come on. Good boy. So when I call you Facebook user, then you know that it's just because social media has not allowed has not allowed me to see who you are. But nonetheless, we still here in the building. I'm glad to be here. Chase has been gone all weekend, and now he's showing mommy that he missed her, and I missed him too. But make sure we crossing some T's, dotting some I's. If you are logged on to the radio live, I appreciate you so much. Appreciate you listening to blowradio.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You could be anywhere, but you've opted to be here. Hey, Adrian, how you doing, baby? Glad to have you in the building. Hello, Yolanda. Glad to have you during the conversation. Make sure y'all share this video for me, please. My phone is treating me like a whole stepchild, like Cinderella type stepchild. Like I don't have the capacity to do any sharing. All of my stuff is frozen. It's only letting me do some things, but nonetheless, your help is greatly appreciated. If you are watching the show live on social media, then either you're tuned into my social media page directly, or you are tuned into our blowradio.com page. You might even be on my YouTube channel, which would be bomb, right? Oh, you know what I forgot to do? And I probably can't even do it right now because let me see. Let me see because I forgot who can go live on TikTok. Bam. Let me see if I can do it real quick. And I don't know what this is gonna turn out like, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it really quick. Um, all the social things together. So I just wanted to jump on and make sure that I gave you some great updates about what's happening here at Happy Days Day Bar, what I got going on, period. What's happening at the Sherman Phoenix, all types of things. And what's happening with me. Then we can talk about some stuff, all the things, right? Let me just see which profile I can jump on real quick. Our profile is live and active. We can go plus real here. I'm finna see if it'll let me do it. Don't. Oh, there's the live button. There's the live button. I'm gonna try to do it. So I'm gonna put it here, right? I know I'm gonna put it there. I'm gonna put it right here so I can go live. And now I'm live on TikTok too, right? So look, live on social media, Facebook, um, my YouTube channel. Now I'm live on TikTok as well. So if you follow me on any of the platforms, that's dope. Glad to have you guys joining the conversation. Again, I'm live inside the Sherman Phoenix at Happy Days Day Bar. And yes, I'm sitting behind the bar because it's just so nice back here. You know what I mean? I got the beautiful faux fire burning in front of me. I got all these great lights and activities. I got my baby boy at my ankles. And then I got y'all chiming in with me, right? So we're gonna have some good conversation and in hopes that all this goodness will go greatly. If you are not a follower of any of these social media platforms on Facebook, it is I think it's just Patrice or Patrice Green. If you are on TikTok, is Madam Just Patrice. Hey, if you are on YouTube, it's I am just Patrice, and it's just so much going on that I'm like, how do I make sure that you guys get all the info? And I was like, you know what, we just gonna do it anyway today. Today is feeling a little rough. You know what I mean? But every day feels a little rough. Some as far as these times go, and I'm gonna try to get my little life together. So I'd appreciate y'all for joining on whichever platform that you have joined on. I'm gonna to figure out how to get on Instagram at the same time and be live on all of the platforms at the same damn time, right? So that is the goal. We want to make sure that y'all chiming in and showing some love. I appreciate y'all for jumping in and making a connection because why not? If you would like to know a little bit more about the bar, make sure you follow Happy Days Day Bar. It's the whole thing. Look, maybe a dash or not, just Happy Days Day Bar on all social media platforms. I try to make sure that things are consistent, like hashtag JustPatrice, you know, girl. Today's topic, we just gonna talk about connect and be your authentic self in every platform that you are in, so you don't have to code switch as frequently as you would like to or have to or need to or whatever the case may be. Come on in, beloved, it's sliding through. What? Listen, let me tell you, so we're gonna shout out Buffalo Boss right now. Please take this, please take it. Please, absolutely, I would tip a driver. Yes, I would. Bam, that's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Buffalo Boss for making sure me and Chasey Wasey ate our stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you want to know where Buffalo Boss is, come to Sherman Phoenix, 3536 West Fond du Lac Avenue. They are on the side of the building. You cannot miss it. And when I tell you that they just took care of us, they're going to take care of you too. Plus, the food is so good. Come here, Chasey Wasey. Come here, baby. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you so much. Indeed, I am. Thank you. Yep, just pull it close. Thank you. Listen, how about they took care of us? I appreciate that. What's good, Mindy? Glad to have you joining the conversation. Make sure y'all say hi so I can shout y'all love too, right? All the days, all the days. Listen, come through. I would have had to tip anybody else, and then I'm just come here, baby. Yes, Mama got some good treats for us. I know, right? Can you get up? Let's see. Can you get up? Come on. Teaching Chase how to use all his skills. What's good? Hey, Serena, how you doing? Look at y'all out here. I see y'all jumping in. That's what's up. We out here having a good time talking about all the things. Come here. Chase want to make sure I'm picking him up and not eating food without him. Y'all see what I'm saying? Listen, I love my Chasey Wasey, and I love y'all for joining in and being patient with us as well. He looking trying to see where the food at. But no, look at you, look at you, Chasey Wasey. Chase also has his a Facebook page, not a Facebook page, a TikTok, but we are working on building that up with all the content that we got available. But nonetheless, I want to make Chase. No, 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 no. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Don't put your feet there, baby. Look at the, see how little dogs are so demanding, right? He don't know where to put his feet, so he's trying to get that extra bearing. And he want me to put me in an uncomfortable position. It don't matter that I'm not comfortable. All that matters to Chase is that he comfortable. You feel what I'm saying? Get up here, boy. Thank you. So, but he want to look and see what's going on too. Dude, you can't do that. My okay, my breasts are not a pillow. Look at this dude. So look, don't try to throw your little kisses at me now. I did miss you. Look, so I'm not gonna keep y'all long today, even though we got plenty to talk about because it's been a long time since we chopped it up. Y'all know we show some love. We show some love across the board as last weekend was Dr. Martin Luther King Day. And in tradition of blowradio.com, Homer played a series of his speeches. And so that Chase, okay, now you're getting a little out of hand, Poppy, okay? Okay. Homer showed a little bit of his no, not a little bit, but he showed or played his speeches like all day long as a reminder to stay connected to that vision, as a reminder to stay connected to the idea of what that purpose was and what King's purpose was, as opposed to how we've watered down the vision and tried to create uh idea of what it is. It's almost like rewriting the Bible. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense to y'all, but it does. Shout out to TikTok for all these little tricks and tricks that it keeps showing up on me on the screen, trying to get me to change the screen, change the background, invite the viewers to share your video. Listen, I want y'all to share. Please share the video and invite y'all friends that y'all log in. Just an FYI, I'm gonna get all the commercials and stuff out the way. Again, shout out to Buffalo Boss for taking care of your girl and Chasey Wasey. Shout out to the bar staff here at Happy Days Day Bar for being so freaking amazing and getting all the things done. But I want to just kind of remind y'all, like, Treese, I didn't know that you own Happy Days Day Bar, but I do. Treese, I didn't know that you, but I do. Okay, so let's just talk about what's going on here at Happy Days Day Bar for the week, right? So this week, on Tuesday, of course, it's Karaoke Tuesday. The Sherman Phoenix hosted an amazing karaoke event with DJ McShell every Tuesday from, was it 4 to 8? Make sure y'all come out, hang out, chop it up, come sing, have some good drinks. Because it's Tuesday, majority of the businesses here have some food businesses have some form of taco celebration, Taco Tuesday, taco this, taco that, and all the things that come along with celebrating Taco Tuesday. On Wednesday, this week, last Wednesday. This is the last Wednesday that is just the game night. So if you want to come out, play some games, shoot a little darts, uh, play Trouble, because apparently somebody around here think they're the Trouble champ. Play any a series of card games like Culture Tag, Lyrically Correct, things like that. Just come hang out, and that is what we do. We got great drink specials for that day as well. On Wednesday, Ooh, not Truman, but what is that man's name? Kevin. Kevin from Junior's Barbecue is doing a Wing Wednesday. So 75-cent wings, right? Oh, you cannot miss that. And if you shop there, then you get $6 shots of whiskey here at Happy Days Day Bar. So that again, I'm gonna say that one more time. If you shop at Kevin's, you go down there to Junior's Barbecue and you grab you the 75-cent wings. It must be in house only. You cannot take it to go. And I believe there's a limit to the number of wings that you can order. But nonetheless, go downstairs, Junior's Barbecue, order you 75-cent wings. Bring me the receipt or bring my staff the receipt. And then you can grab you a $6 shot of whiskey. So it's whiskey and wings on Wednesday. So whiskey, wings, and then there is, of course, game night all on a Wednesday, hosted by Classic Shop. Great time hanging out. Hi, sister. Glad to have y'all joining the conversation. I see you, Miss Tucker. Hey, what's going on? So we here hanging out. That's what we do on Wednesdays. Until next week, starting next week, Wednesday, there is a great celebration that I'm so excited about it. So we're going to be doing a live karaoke band. So live band karaoke. So we'll have a band in the building. You get to sing the songs and get all the stuff together. Mm, mm, mm. And then the band is gonna kick in. And if you've never sang with a band before, if you always wanted to sing with a band, you go sing all the songs. You want to pretend to be your favorite pop star, favorite R&B singer, favorite rock star. This is the opportunity for you to come and do that. So we'll be there starting February 1st. It'll be live band karaoke. Again, another amazing opportunity to celebrate on Wednesdays. And then, of course, there's Thursday with Wild Poetry. Shout out to Dan, Prince Dan and his crew. Demi, Miss T, My Poetry Speaks, all of us in the building. You know what I'm saying? It's such a good time. It's so good to be reconnected to the arts in that way as well. And just hanging out and having some good vibes, good feels, and all the things that come along with it. You feel what I'm saying? In addition to that, now every second and fourth Friday is live comedy, right? So my boy D-Rock is hosting. Keep a smile on your face. It's yes, this is Chase, girl. Chase, come here. Come up here. Look at it's Chase. Chase did try to be everywhere, but he's been gone all weekend. So us is spending time together. And look at that. Look at that. Is it Chasey Wazy? Look at them. Yes, it is, Chase. Yes, it is. So, every second and fourth Friday, D Rock hosts a comedy show with some great comedians, and he did just text me and tell me who the new comedian is. But since I'm live on TikTok from my phone, I can't tell you who it is. We'll figure that out as well. In addition to some of that greatness, in addition to all of that, this week is gonna be banging, like banging, banging, banging. Here at Happy Days Day Bar, we got a second Saturday day party that's coming up. Brunch is supposed to be starting at the top of February. So if you're looking for a live DJ, good vibes, great music, it's all going down here. Like it's a great opportunity to look at dude. Tisha, come get your F dog. Come get your Nep dog. Look at him. He don't even care. Look how odd he's sitting, and he don't even care that he's sitting odd. He don't care that he's sitting odd on me. He just know that he just where he is. But look, dude, there's somebody come get this dog, and so I love him so much. But I be like, Chase, you're doing the most, baby. You're doing the most. Okay, nonetheless. So what are we gonna talk about today? We got all types of things to talk about. Good conversation. I'm surprised that you were able to. Oh, you live on TikTok. Say less. Okay, I see it. I see it. So we just gonna keep it 100. You already know that it's Monday. It's the first day of the week. First day of the work week, technically, unless you work through the weekend. But nonetheless, technically first day of the work week, and it's all types of conversations to be had. You know what I'm saying? Conversations to engage when it comes to how to keep your mind right and how to keep focused and building and growing and pushing forward in all positivity. You know what I mean? Sometimes we go through life and sometimes things show up and it don't feel good all the time. You know what I mean? But what do you do to try to stay focused? Hello, Yolanda. How you doing? Glad to have you join the conversation. What do you do in opportunities like that? What do you do? Like, how do you keep your peace? And it's a beautiful space here in the Sherman Phoenix where they offer an opportunity to teach you how to do good breathing, to teach you how to. Woo, that is good to teach you how to do breath work. I don't know why I keep yawning. But it's not 3 o'clock. I usually on the 3 o'clock hour, but nonetheless, teach you good breath work so you can stay in control of how you're feeling, stay in control of what that looks like, stay in control of, you know what I'm saying, just your mental capacity, which is not always the easiest thing to do. And as a wellness practitioner myself, I think it's important to remind my guests, hey, look, sometimes you just need to breathe. Sometimes you need an opportunity to just take the breath and gather yourself together so that you can do all the great things. And I tell people all the time, in order for you to be your best version of yourself, you got to help all these people. You want to, especially as women, as Black women, people think our shoulders are strong than a mug. You know what I mean? Or that we're in a position to do all the things and all the stuff all the time. The truth of the matter is sometimes you just need a moment for yourself so that you can take the time to get all of you together. And people hear me say this all the time. You're supposed to, hmm, you're supposed to fill people up from your overflow. And when your overflow is lacking, you gotta pause and take the time to get your glass to where it's supposed to be. And I know we're talking about in metaphors and all the things. You gotta take the time. I can yawn all day. This is so crazy because I be sleeping so good. Y'all just don't know. um, you gotta take the time to just connect to the space that makes you feel good. And people's like, well, you can't just think about yourself. Yes, you can. And it's not you just think about yourself, it's that you think about yourself first. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not that you're only thinking about you, it's that you're thinking about you first. And then once you can get you together, then you can think about all the other people that you want to think about because why not, right? If you want to think about all the other stuff, because why not? Right? Indeed. So that is my like the sweetest advice I can give. And sometimes I'm still working on. Like I made a post earlier this week and it says it doesn't matter how many times other people tell you that you are amazing. You get what I'm saying? No, people tell me, "Oh, treat you so dope," and I hear you. I hear you. But when I'm not feeling dope, when I'm not feeling my most beautiful self, or if I'm not feeling great or good, which is more often than I even care to acknowledge. You get what I'm saying? Especially coming into the end of my 40s. You know what I mean? It just like life just seems so not what I expected it. And now I look at, and even more so, I look at myself, I look at a lot of my friends, and I can see that I'm aging. It feels like I'm aging. My body is responding accordingly. My psychological state is responding accordingly, and I just want to be the best version of myself that I can be possible. And sometimes life just don't let me. So life just don't let me. And the truth is, I'd rather stay at home and be in the bed and just figure it out from there. And then a lot of people say, you have to do it anyway. That's the sign of consistency, sign of success. You know what I mean? How do you get to be successful? How do you um get to complete these goals? Is you have to do it even when you don't feel like it. You have to be committed enough to say, you know what, in spite of all of this, I'm gonna get it done. The real Miss Tucker says you have to be good for you so you can be good for others. That part, you know what I mean? And so a lot of people don't know my life. Don't know what I do, why I'm involved the way that I'm involved, what has happened to get me connected the way that I am, whether it's in home with my family or what's happening with me professionally. A lot of people, I leave a lot of room for assumption, and I promise that 2023 you can guess and do all the things that you want to, but you still gonna have to guess because my business is my business and what's happening with my life. And I'm very transparent when it comes to health. I'm very transparent when it comes to the idea of um, setting examples of how we can just be our better selves. By no means am I perfect, by no means. I just work every day to do better, to be better, to want more, which is something that I've never been on deck for. Like, I remember being younger, and how good little girls dream about getting married, having children, buying houses. I never wanted any of those things. Like, that was not on my list of, oh, I need to have this, or it'll be great if I could. It just wasn't. I wanted a whole other type of lifestyle. And because there weren't many people to offer an example of what that looks like, I had to try to figure out so much on my own. You know what I mean? And the thing is to try not to do it so that I'm being a poor example to other people. I want to be able to set an example for somebody is watching me. And I want to make sure that I'm not giving out bad info. And maybe that they're seeing the mistakes that I've made and are understanding that, you know what, even with all of that happening, um, she still gave 110% of herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the goal. You get what I'm saying? For people to be able to see that. And when I think about the fact that I don't have any children, and I think about it still for my cheesy weesy. You get what I'm saying? And I think about, what type of engagement or legacy do I leave behind? Then I have to think about it's the footprint that I leave, or the fingerprints that I leave on people's lives. You know what I mean? So I want to be able to, and I want to be able to impart the best parts of me, so that I'm giving like goodness. You know what I mean? Not enough to be judged, or I had to take that statement back. I'm sorry, y'all. Because everybody judges. Now I feel like I need to just go on and buy a bunch of black ass robes and some gavels and just pass them out, because people always saying, "Oh, people judge," and everybody judge. Once you impart your opinion, you've cast judgment. Now, is it right or wrong? Guess that depends on who you asked or asked. You know what I mean? I think it's important though that we just figure out, what's the best way to do the things that make sense for us. Oh, Chasey Wacy. This dude could just lay here forever. I don't want him to though. I'm definitely not gonna allow him to. He can be real mad in about 5 seconds because I'm about to put him down. But nonetheless, I just want us to be focused on, doing what's best for us. Girl, is he spoiled as ever? I wish you could see him. You can only see part of him, but I wish you could see him and how privileged this dude is to just anywho. Nonetheless, I love my Chasey Wasey, but baby, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Mama loves you. Thank you. All right. So nonetheless, I'm he looking like you're not going. No, baby, you can just get comfortable right where you are. Good job. Let me make sure he not in no trouble. Chase, where did you go? Okay, just don't try to leave, bro. You all right? Chase is the good one. We got the bad one. Don't call that baby bad. Bella is not bad. Bella is curious. And Bella allows herself the opportunity to experience great things. That's what Bella is, okay? And we're not gonna do that. So, nonetheless, um, again, because I think about legacy now. I'm at the age now. I think about my legacy and what type of imprint that I've had on people's lives. So I'm very intentional about some stuff. However, my focus has changed so dramatically that a lot of people just are not, on board with that. Like I get a whole lot of unfriendly engagement because my choice is me. I've chosen to make me a priority because I've chosen to focus on not having failing businesses. I've chosen to, do the best I can professionally so that we can get together. Hello, Lyle. How you doing? Lyle said we need to talk about all the shootings in the community. I'm gonna tell you, Lyle, I as much as my heart reams just like desperately for everything that's I cannot. It's 1,000 people already talking about all of the terrible things that's happened in this community, and I just want to talk about how we can do better. You know what I mean? What we can do individually, how we can teach each other to be the best part of ourselves. Come on, y'all. What is it that we can do or say to build one another? Because we can talk about the problem, the same answers over and over again. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk about all the negative stuff. I want to talk about the things that make us better. I want to talk about the things that we can focus on. When you focus on um the dark side of life, you know what I'm saying? That's all you get to engage is the dark side of life. When you focus on positivity and good focuses and goodness, then those are the things that you get to engage. Like you usher in what your intentions are. I'm grabbing some sweet potato fries for my baby. Um um oh, I just heard about that loud. The young man died in front of me early this morning in front of my house. I heard about that. And my condolences go to his family and to you for having to be a witness of that. I'm so sorry that that was an experience that you had. Not just here in Milwaukee, but period, because the hurt that comes from that is pretty awful. So I'm sorry to have that you've had that experience. Hmm. Yeah, I'm hungry. I love sweet potato fries, but that's another story. Um, However, if you need some trauma therapy, you need someone to talk with regarding that, Lyle, then I do have the old 211 is now 988, and I would encourage you to call a counselor. I have a couple of friends that are counselors or therapists that have access to therapy lines. If you like, I can send that information to you as well. And speaking of that, what this is where I was going is just because I don't have children, and my impact on people in their lives is how my legacy is defined. Like when I'm gone, people ain't gonna talk about me forever, but I want people talking about me for a little bit, to say that that there was some parts of me that were, influential in certain areas of the industry that I work in, the industries that I work in, to say that my people are positively impacted by my engagement is great. And you never really know what that is. However, I had a homegirl um, that I met via BRDC, blowradio.com, and she inboxed me, and then we ended up talking as she received some troubling news regarding her health. And it was just so awe-inspiring for me to know that she thought enough about me to call and say, hey, this is what's happening in my life, and I know you don't know me like that, but you think we can build? You think we can talk about this? Because I'm going through this emotionally, mentally, psychologically. You understand? To be able to even know that somebody thought enough to call me in that capacity is just an honor. And then again, to have a gentleman like Lau reach out and say, we need to talk about this. This happened to me. I definitely open the mic up if there's something that you need to share to get off your chest. If there's some things that you would like to engage us with regarding what happened, Lyle, I'm definitely open to hear that. I just work on the energy that I'm trying to put into the universe so that it's all the positive stuff, all the good focus. It's enough things happening that can keep us distracted from what the Most High wants us to focus on. There's little things distracting us all the time. If we allow those things to dominate our minds, dominate our behaviors, dominate the changes and the choices that we make, then what are we doing? We're setting ourselves up for to live in a space of negativity. I don't want that for me. I definitely don't want that for you guys. Definitely don't want that for you guys. The real Miss Tucker, I see you on there. Um, Chase need to come over for a visit. He hasn't seen his sister in a while. Mm-hmm. Patrice, what you doing? I am eating sweet potato fries. Let me tell y'all how I have not eaten. And I don't know. When did I ate yesterday afternoon sometime. I got to stop these 24-hour stints in between eating. That's not good. Mm-mm. Hey, cuz, how you doing? Shout out to Raquel Kelly, Mallow, for joining the conversation. What's good? Um, what is happening today? Pitch Black Milwaukee is happening tonight here at Sherman, Phoenix, and Happy Days Day Bar is definitely going to be open to be able to offer adult libations for this awesome event that's happening here. He can have her. Girl, no. No, he can't have nobody but himself. He can barely have himself. Mm-mm. The real Miss Tucker's on there talking mass crazy about trying to give her dog to us. Tracy, we don't need no new dogs. I love you, but we not taking on your sister too. That's not happening at all. At all. So just trying to stay focused on things that are positively impactful, trying to stay focused on getting past the hurt or the disconnect from becoming a social life. I could tell people all the time, like, we don't what's the word I'm looking for? What am I looking for? We don't have to live in a space of negativity. You know what I mean? You are absolutely in control of what that looks like for yourself. You know what I mean? And if you're not taking the time or creating an opportunity for you to move on, to live past, to do better than whatever this moment is, then you might as well just stay in the space. You know what I mean? And stay in that idea. And I don't want that for anyone. Hey, Auntie. Hey, baby. How you doing, Dave? Glad to have you join the conversation. My family jumping in on TikTok. Hey, y'all. Um, it's not a regular thing to be like we're desensitizing ourselves to it. I want it to always be a shock when we hear about such and such homicide. I want it to always be a shock when we hear about engaging the hostilities that have been happening over the last few years, few days, few weeks, however you look at it, depending on how you were impacted by it. You know what I mean? I want us to always on deck. Let me see. You said was just checking in to make sure you landed safe. I did land safe, Dave. I told you that. I'm out here living my best life now. And in a minute I gotta go on my secret mission. How about it? Side note, y'all. Anyway. I love sweet potato fries. Look at y'all speaking. Hey, Pooh, you on here too? That's so nice. Look at y'all. How about it, Sean? You already know. You already know. Look at that. Dude, look at that. The infamous Sean Hinton just jumped on the live stream as we are getting ready to talk about some of the other activities that are coming up here at Happy Days Day Bar. I wish I could tag that link and have him jump in real quick. Do I have? No, I don't. All right, Tucker family, it's been a pleasure. I'm about to head out off of TikTok anyway. If you get a chance, my YouTube channel is live. So Sean, I think it's next week Monday. If you can make plans to come through, that would be awesome. Yep, on the 30th. On the 30th. And that way we can have you here, and it's the week of the event, and have you come through. We can chop it up and get ready for the listening party. It's gonna be bomb. Sean Hinton has blessed Happy Days Day Bar with the listening party release for his brand new album, Art. Bam, bam, I'm excited. So we get to sit around and chop it up and listen to all of the goodness and everything that's happening that is coming out this city. You know what I mean? And all this artistry doing this old thing. You understand what I'm saying? Lau Shumper said our local government should be impacted about our community behavior for the changes are you of tomorrow. Our local government should be impact about our community behavior for the changes for our you of tomorrow. Oh, youth of tomorrow. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you at all. However, when you spend the time talking about what the local government is responsible for and the lack of community responsibility, I don't know, Lau. I have to side on the responsibility for community. I have to side on responsibility of the people. We can have somebody in office saying all the things that they want to say, and if we are not impacting ourselves and not putting ourselves in position for accountability, that's the problem. We lack accountability as a community. Maybe that's a whole nother story. You get what I'm saying? As a whole, there needs to be a greater bit of accountability so that when we are engaging about this particular activity or engaging about said this or said that, then the movement is happening. You get what I'm saying? When we talking about who's accountable for it and who's responsible for what, then instead of saying the government did this or um our officials should be doing blah blah blah, but the neighbor ain't making the phone call, and the parents is hiding and protecting their quote unquote children, or the grandparents are not saying, or the cousins, the nieces, the nephews, the uncles, whomever, are not saying they saw or they know anything. It's accountability. You don't want to turn your loved one into the authorities, but baby, let me tell you, it's turn them into the authorities so that the authorities can handle it, and then worry about the governmental structure, or handle it in house. Handle it in house. Whoever right now is. You get what I'm saying? And I'm just throwing out a name because I don't really know if that's the name of the people that's responsible. But whoever they are that's responsible needs to be held accountable in the capacity that their are consequences, as opposed to just talking about it. There needs to be consequences, and not just consequences from authorities that they have no respect for, but in house, so that someone can say, hey, listen, I'm holding you accountable for this behavior. You did such and such, and we ain't with that crap. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of, oh, it's cool, hey, little bro did what he had to do, or sis, she handled her whatever. You understand? And we're not providing that opportunity. And because we're not putting that in place, yeah, it's gonna stay on deck. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you send me your music to make sure you send me your music to I don't have any music loud. I told you that. I'm not singing. Mm-mm. Us is not a singer. No more. Them days just gone and over. But thank you. However, I'll make sure that everybody else is doing it. Yeah, me too. Hey, Tiffany. How you doing, girl? Mm-mm. Unbelievable. I love y'all. Y'all funny. You with Lyle. With Lyle and what? Tiffany. Girl, don't be like Felix. And you know what I mean. Nonetheless, um, we can go back and forth and I can talk to y'all about I just don't mm, I'm telling you the answer is accountability. A lot of people won't believe that because, as a community, we lack accountability. A lot of people won't agree with me on that, but I stand on it 130%. It's not just the kids out here doing whatever it's accountability. Somebody know that such and such did whatever, and they not holding there's no standard of excellence, no standard of engagement, no rules of professionalism, no required expectation or required acceptance of behavior. This just ain't none. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want, to whoever you want, whatever the case, and that's not okay. It's just not. However, collectively, I'm not turning such and such in. I'm not turning code on my peoples. I'm not doing it. And your people is out here ruining other people's lives. But you're not responsible for that, nor are you willing to take responsibility for any of that. You understand what I'm saying? Which is, again, back to the idea of accountability. And now you have people like Lyle who were up in the middle of the night traumatized by a homicide in front of their house. You get what I'm saying? In the engagement of like, who does this? You get what I'm saying? Come on now. The officer said to me, Lyle said, the officer said to me when they were knocking on the doors, the neighbor said it's Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles. You understand what I'm saying? They can't see nothing. The neighbors were saying that they were Stevie Wonders and Ray Charles. That means somebody saw it, somebody knew what had happened, and they are refusing to say anything. See what I mean? It's the fear of that though. Where is the fear of, you know what I'm saying, it being your person? Where's the fear that it could be somebody else and you can stop that from happening? That's just like, in my personal opinion, when people are caused harm physically, assault, rape, or whatever, and you see that happen and nobody says nothing. And we just let it happen. We just let it go. We just let it go. It is crazy. Tiffany, remember we talked about what I asked you to do? I hope you did that. This is all about accountability. No one wants to be the person that told. Nobody wants to be the person that saved all those lives. No one wants to be the person that is accountable for any of this. Nobody wants to be that. But everybody wants to be the person that records it. Everybody wants to be the person that got the first likes on social media. Thank you, Tiffany. I'm glad you did. Everybody wants to be the person that reports it because you saw it or because you knew. Unacceptable. Hey, Tasha. How you doing, Donna? Everybody wants to be that person. I don't need to be that person. I don't need to. Go ahead. I don't need to have that part, that type of engagement in our lives. I want us to do better as a people. And how do we do that? Accountability and consequence. You can be accountable all day. That's like telling the child, well, as soon as I get home, I'm whipping your butt, and then be like, I bought pizza. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And accountability and consequences come in love. Marima, what's good, love? Mm-hmm. How you doing? You understand what I'm saying? So the offset of that is no, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Now, me and Tracy Wasey are having sweet potato fries. So you focus on all the good things, and you usher in that type of energy, and you focus on all the positive stuff, and that's the energy that I want to bring to the table. It's like manifesting your destiny, manifest destiny in order to you got to speak it into existence. Constantly talk about the good things. Stop focusing on what you don't have. Stop focusing on the things that you can't do. Focus on where you are, what you have, what all the positive. Bring that energy to the table. Gratitude for where you are. Gratitude for the things that you've done. Gratitude for opportunities and loves and moments. You understand what I'm saying? Gratitude, appreciation, acceptance type of thing. You know what I mean? And that is what we need to do. I was talking to a guy friend of mine, and he brought that. It was a great point, and he was like, acceptance. We can hear it, we can acknowledge it or whatever, but if you don't accept something to be the fact of what it is, it makes everything else so much more difficult. Really good in you. I'm high. I'm high. I'm all right. Today I'm all right. Tasha Jones said accountability matters big time. Communally and culturally, what we are seeing in the community right now is a lapse of accountability over decades and folks acting surprised. Come on now. That ain't that what I just said? Get over there. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. What up, good people? Hey, Mark, how you doing? Glad to have you doing. You life is in the building. What's good, love? Listen, that's all I'm on. But we got to start with self accountability. I can't hold you accountable for something that I can't even check myself for. As I guess trying to figure out the right language. I can't even check myself for that. You know, I want to be able to tell me, Trees, that's not a good idea. I want to be able to tell me that's not a good look. You know what I mean? So when I ask people to be accountable, I'm gonna tell you right now, I shows up. If I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. If I tell you that I give you my word is bond. I would like for other people to be accountable in that capacity. I would like for people to not be manipulative in their words and their language, especially professionally, because they think that I don't have to. I'm gonna just say this until then. And if you're not gonna put it in writing, then you can't hold me accountable for it. Even though, even though that's not true in the state of Wisconsin. People just don't execute. And again, holding people to and accountability is where we lack at. You get what I'm saying? That's where we lack at. You want the same engagement, the same respect. Like I am what I am. And I move in the best capacity because I don't answer to nobody but the most high God. And so because I have to do what's right by him, I don't have the time to be manipulative or play games with people, even though that they be trying to be manipulative and playing games with me. You know what I mean? And people are so selfish, especially in a profession. Like I've never seen so many um people, even in a professional capacity, so selfish. And I only see that in our community. Like when I see, like not let me say I only see it, I see it, it's more offensive. That's the statement. It's more offensive when I see it happen in our community, by our community, to the community. You know what I mean? You expect other people to come in and look out for their own. You expect people to come in, we're from different cultures, to be more responsible to their own, as opposed to being responsible to you or engaging you. But when it happens internally, it becomes more traumatic, and it's like it's just a cycle. And then people keep saying it's a systematic change, for history we've done. Listen, it's a right now accountability. It's a right now accountability in play. When you are adult enough and conscious enough to operate and facilitate $1 million businesses, thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars that you moving throughout, whatever the case may be, culture, creativity, then you are absolutely culturally responsible to say that's not a good idea. That's a bad move. That's a bad look. And we need to do something about it. Good afternoon, Auntie Rita. How you doing? And then don't be afraid to speak out about it. Again, accountability, holding people accountable for certain things, and making people say, you know what, I hear what you're saying. I know that this happened. Let me make amends by it. Let me do right. Touch, there's a lot of professional scammers in Milwaukee, and they definitely call themselves business owners. Very true. T Reezy, what it do, yo? Glad to have you join the conversation. Indeed. All I'm saying is that when you start engaging people and your intention is to be manipulative, that's disgusting on ways and in ways that they can't even. And don't say it's because, well, such and such did it to me. That's tacky. That's like authorizing a child molester to molest because it happened to them. Same concept. Don't do it. You know what's wrong, then do what you know is right. And people ask me all the time, I say, I live by that. Do what you know is right. I could easily act a fool in a lot of capacity. And that's so easily manipulative because people just know, well, she's not gonna show out. But when I show out, then they be like, I don't know why she started doing that, bitch, because you know you acted a fool a few minutes ago. And clearly somebody need to remind you that we not with the shits. You want to be respected a certain capacity, then you move in that certain capacity. You want to be honored in a certain capacity, then do that. And then when people start being honest and telling all your souls, telling them people, then you wonder why people not probably not honoring you the way that they should be, or why the offset of that difference is what it is. Baby, it's you. It's you. Don't let what other people have done ruin your ability to do what you know is right. You understand what I'm saying? Like legitimately what you know is right. Not the stuff that you think is going to make you make the most dollars. Not just that. Not the stuff that you think that's going to put you in a position to um have you the greatest come up. Not just that. No, you're talking about for the good of all and the harm of none. You understand what I'm saying? Like seriously, it's ways to make a living. It's ways to come up. It's ways to reach the top beyond that without causing that type of detriment to anyone. But people don't think like that. They just don't care. So it happened to me. So that's just how it's done. It's not just how it's done. It's not. It's multiple ways to get it done. Now, if you out here and that's the way you want to live, then I mean, I'm not making no excuses for nobody. I'm not making excuses for anyone in that capacity. You are responsible for doing your own thing. But I'm not here to judge you. Even though we are judges in this capacity, I'm not here to say, you know what, at the end of the day, because you already know what's gonna happen at the end of the day. You got to sleep with you. You got to sleep when your mind is not rested. You got to lay in the bed with you and you think about how your day business went. And if all you can say is, well, I mean, that's just how it's get done. Good luck with that. Good luck with that in this life and or the next. You get what I'm saying? Tasha said, but most don't understand how to operate without motive. It's bonkers. We all got motives. We don't want negative motives. Motives is a thing that get you moving. You want to have ulterior motives. You don't want to have motives that you clear and upfront about. You want to be able to move in the capacity and engage. Come here. And engage with all due respect. Engage and do in the way that you're doing what you know is right. Like honoring, you know what I'm saying? Honoring that part of you. You get what I'm saying? Tasha also said, she said, I trust no one. Exactly. You know what I mean? But trust you. Trust you. You don't gotta trust everybody else. Trust you to do what you know is right. And then allow yourself to be in a position with and regards them that you doing what you know is right. That's what that is. Moving that capacity. Dan said, big fast. What up, Prince? How you doing? Tasha also said, crazy stuff when you question authenticity or legality, you are considered the bad gal or guy. Baby, I questions it. I ask questions because the truth of the matter is, if no one says anything, then it's just deemed either okay or somebody feel like they got away with something. Stop letting people feel like they get away with stuff on you. Ask questions. Engage them when it don't feel right. It's probably not right. If something is wrong, it's okay to say, hey, let me see such and such. Hey, let me ask such and such. You get what I'm saying? That's like, you got to be able, you got to be willing to engage to that capacity. Again, accountability. And I got you. That's where we go. Dan, we are supposed to be Lyle, excuse me, we're supposed to be our brother's keeper. You get what I'm saying? That's accountability, not accepting the act of behavior or of others within the community, but hold them accountable when we're supposed to raise the village. Listen, supposed to, everybody ain't on deck. Everybody ain't on deck. Everybody ain't trustworthy. Everybody don't have each other. It just don't work like that. So you move in the capacity. You can't be accountable for other people's behavior, but you can be accountable for yourself, and you can hold people accountable for what they are or not doing. Hold their hands to the fire. Period. But we're not doing that. But that's in every aspect of your life. You just letting people do what they want to do. Letting people treat you how they want to treat you. That you can't be mad about it if you're not saying anything. You can't say that. You can just go home and huff and puff to yourself. Say something. It is crazy stuff, Tasha. It's absolutely crazy stuff. Prince said you can't mistreat anyone when you're on your growth path. You shouldn't mistreat anyone when you on your growth path. You shouldn't, but people do it all the time. Is we can talk about what should be done and what could be done. Don't worry about what somebody else is not doing. Worry about what you're doing. Handle your part. And if everybody was doing that, then it would be less trauma. That's like when you're in a relationship. You do your part. You in a relationship, you say that you down for the good, you love the person that you been with. Do your part. Cross your T's, dot your I's. And if they are not doing their part, then you have a decision to make. You can't make somebody do something. You got a decision to make. Hey, are we on deck together or no? This ain't a good look for us. Okay, no problem. I see what this look like. Lau said, that's the comment that he made earlier. Uh, let's go. Tasha said, but sometimes you have to play crazy because when the lie gets dug deep, it shows the veracity of an individual you're dealing with. It does. You gotta no, you don't gotta play crazy, just be quiet sometimes. Sometimes just sit still and watch to move your own self. You get what I'm saying? Come on, you have to step out of that space. You understand what I'm saying? And just be able to think without being what's the word I'm saying? What's the word I'm looking for? Without being what's the word I'm looking for? Without being biased by your emotion, without being biased because of your thought process. You have to be able to look at a clear situation clearly. And most of us can't do that. I'll just keep it in 100. If Prince said, if anything, you're supposed to move in a manner that elevates everyone, how yourself accountable and hold your people accountable. I think you mean hold yourself accountable and hold your people accountable. I mean, can't, because you aren't growing if you're out here mistreating people. Very true. Exactly. Auntie Rita says taking accountability will require the ability to admit that you are wrong. How about it? Hello, hello, hello. And the thing is, and it's not necessarily and I guess that there has to be room to that, because it's not necessarily is it always a right or wrong, or could you easily be able to say, well, no, I didn't know. You're going to be able to say that you were uninformed and I moved in the capacity without the information that I needed to make a solid decision. There's nothing wrong with that. Tasha Jones said manipulated by bias. Exactly. Exactly. Manipulated by bias. Thank you very That's exactly where I was going with that. Thank you. And sometimes that's not easy. Sometimes we put ourselves in an ultimate position and we be like, oh my, oh my. What does this look like? Oh my, what are we doing? But that's not just in personal relationships. It's not just like, it's in every aspect of your life. These golden rules apply across the board, yo. And accountability will keep you persistent and not just consistent. Let me tell you, I would like to know a little bit more about that, Dan. Can you explain that to me a little deeper, please? What do you mean by consistent and not persistent and not just consistent? Explain to me what you mean by that before I comment, please. Hmm. People, nobody wants to be told that they were wrong or that you did something quote unquote that was bad, or so they say, right? Nobody wants to feel like everything that you thought and all the stuff that you've been doing is incorrect. But when you go down to it, honestly, like for real, as adults, I mean, after a certain age, and maybe even younger, bro, you know what's right and wrong. You know that wasn't a good look. You know when you done something that could have remotely caused somebody some harm. You know this. Whether or not you continue to engage, that's on you. And now we are talking about self accountability, because you can hold somebody else accountable for, hey baby, I gave you French fries already. I know you don't want that, but that's what we have right now. Okay, that's what we have. You can go drink you some water too. Okay, okay. You understand what I mean? So adjusting. Well, I need to know what you meant by that, though, Dan. So I'm trying to wait on you when you mean by that. Will keep you persistent and not just consistent, because consistency, in my opinion, is um, consistently holding steadfast to, like, holding steadfast to doing what you know is right. You see, I say this all the time: do what you know is right. People ask me all the time, don't question. I don't want to know how you feel. I want to know how that made you feel, or what you was hoping for. I don't want to know any of that. I just want to know, do you know the difference in this situation? Do you know the difference between right and wrong? What's right and what's messed up? And are you able to do that? Are you able to say, you know what, I'm going to do what I know is the right thing to do, no matter what? No matter what, like, in spite of what my personal desires are, what my personal preference is, what's right? Mm-mm. Well, I don't know about that. Prince says persistent is the act of being consistent when going through something. You can persist in accountability while going through a trial and test people great. Uh, and treat people great, but consistency is different. You can be consistent in positive or negative. Understand? Thank you. Come on, come on. Okay, and positive or negative. I totally understand it, and I got you when you said treat. I got you. I got the difference. I just feel like s- do what you know is right, yo. And it's not difficult. Like, and we don't have to make it complex. When you're in a situation, in the early on in life, you were taught, just like early on in life, you teach your children, your nieces, your nephew, the children that you mentor. This is right and this is not. And when it started regarding emotional capacity, the way it makes people feel, not just how it makes you feel, is this right? When I say right, is it going to cause anybody hurt, harm, or danger? Is it in we're talking about the lines of morality and engagement? What does that look like? Tasha said, consider the situation with a child molester dude. People still ready to fight over that man. Like, what the hell? Victim shaming and bashing communally. Like, popularity cannot be that serious. What kind of sugar is in the Kool-Aid because we not buying it? It's a whole situation. It's a whole situation. So what I'm hearing from my sister is our community, family, and churches have done wrong and don't want to admit that. And see, again, right or wrong, the question is, did they do what they knew was right? And if they did not, and they failed to accept responsibility for that, then they are also failing us as a whole. Do what that was some do what you know that is not just self-serving in a situation. Do what you know is not going to cause hurt, harm, and danger. There are ways to get things done that don't have to subject other people to trauma or turmoil. And if you can make these decisions and be subdued by if you can make these decisions and not be overcome in that area, then that is what you should be doing. And we start talking about the difference between spirituality and religion. If you have spiritual practices, then you have your own religion. Just because you are not religious by standard of the 1300 sects that's out here now, sects sections, practices, you have your own practice, and then that still is religion. Is it not? Is it not? I'm just saying, integrity, doing what's right simply because it's right, period. How about that? How about that? And that is what makes the difference. That is how we determine, quote unquote, good. And I have to use quote unquote because we good, bad, right, wrong, left, right. It's so crazy that we subject ourselves to demoralizing to demoralizing behavior, undermining integrity. Then what's the rest of it for? I can't look you in the face and I know you done something. It's the respect of it all. You want to be respected. You want to be treated like a man. You want to be treated like a woman. You want to be honored in the capacity that um, is respectable. But you doing disrespectful stuff. It's trifling. It's trifling. When you kind of sneak to do something, you gotta hold your head down while you're doing it. You gotta manipulate things behind the back, baby. There's nothing good gonna come out of that. Nothing. And even if it's temporary, it's gonna fall on your face. And if that's what you want, well then good luck with that. Good luck with that. Tasha said, first of all, the religiosity is man-made. And the purpose of culling the herd. Exactly. Come on now. I tell people the Bible tells you to be persistent and not consistent because persistent takes integrity. I hear you. I hear you, Prince. I have some questions about that. Just the word usage. That's all. Hey, Beatrice, how you doing, darling? Glad to have you join the conversation. I think that the reason it was created, Tasha, for culling the herb or pulling everybody together so you can manipulate people. The whole point of it is still the practice is the practice. And when you show up and you quote unquote bash Christianity, I'm just using it as an example because it's not what you practice or because you believe that what was taught was wrong or because you have a fact belief or so you show up and you smash the hell out of somebody else's practices doesn't mean that they're going to believe you right away. And when you assault them and assault them verbally and insult them, then you can't expect that they're going to just take to what you're saying. That too is a form of manipulation. You're going to beat me down into believing what you're saying. That don't feel good. That's not okay. And people say truth hurts. The truth does not hurt. The truth is just the truth. Having unrealistic expectations and thinking something else is in fact, then you hear the truth. That is the burn of that. It's accepting that your current belief is not what it is. It's not what is how do you say is accepting your current idea of what the truth was is false. It's the disappointment of that hurts, and people never go into the idea of like these, just throw these words around like what let's talk about what these words mean, yo. People say phrase all the time, truth hurts. The truth don't hurt. Accepting the responsibility or accepting the truth that the idea that you believed is false. This the disappointment in that. The disappointment hurts. You understand what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. Tasha says, to develop statehoods and maintain assimilated values, Reverend Colcroft Jones, no relation, wrote the first manual for slave owners to maintain them slaves. Absolutely. Absolutely. Got to figure out some way to reel them all in. You understand what I'm saying? Got to figure it all out. Integrity is Donnell Rain Goins. Hello, sir. How you doing? Pastor Goins. Integrity is a character quality of someone who has a sound moral judgment. They don't compromise truth. They deal honestly with others. Integrity is something you prove you have during difficult situation. It is being able to make the right decision, even though it may cost you something. And that's where integrity for most get lost. Fearing losing may be a certain status. Sad but true. Oh, Tiffany said, I just ran around the church. You so right. The disappointment. It's the disappointment, yo. Listen, good in you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You know what I mean? The truth is what it is. Truth is what it is, and everybody don't always like it. And why? How come the lie can't hurt? Lies hurt. Lies hurt all the time. All the time. The realization that you've been manipulated as all the time. That's the burn of that. You know what I'm saying? The lie in the moment. You get what I'm saying? It creates the hurt. We want to go to the root of all evils. Come on, man. Let's get to it. Tasha says all current Bibles, sadly written by King James, dude was a pervert. The main languages it is written in the Aramaic is not translated properly, and several tremendous lessons from the Deuteronomical texts are tremendously missing. Oh, without question. Without question. Soon as somebody got a hold of the documents and was like, there's like, hey, yo, find that book. Because what we can't have. What we can't find that book, yo, because what we can't have, we need to figure out how we can make. We're gonna pick and part the word. Come on now. We already know. But that's just that book. You understand what I'm saying? There are other books that were written, and we're not gonna believe that all those books that were written are just absolute truth as well. Come on now. We talking about integral engagement of human capacity without the desire for manipulative behavior. Is that a thing? I guess if we haven't talked, we talk about integrity, we talk about morality, we talk about what that looks like and how that works out. It could be a thing. It could really be a thing. But it's not always for facts. It's not always that. And I tell people this all the time, especially when I'm engaging with you. I talk to people that I'm engaging with romantically the same way. Can we just be truthful? I'm gonna give you all facts. I'm gonna give you all the truth. I'm gonna tell you how I'm feeling. So you don't got to figure it out. I'm gonna tell you what it is that I'm desiring, and if I'm confused about something, I'm gonna tell you, hey, look, I don't get this. I'm confused on this. It ain't settling right in my spirit, whatever the case may be. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to be a thing. Every aspect of the way that not just this country, but the way that we have related to each other from day one, the moment that somebody's personal influence entered the game, has been corrupted. Uh, Tasha said, I study politics, but the crazy thing, it always leads back religion and how they develop their own meanings. The Torah, Talmud, the Quran essentially have the same lessons. There should be never be religious bashing. And the main goal is to be good to one another. Believe it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All of this comes from the concept of Lau asking, can we have a conversation about the way people about the homicides and things that are happening here in the city, and who's accountable, accountability, bringing up the concept of accountability and proper engagement for what that looks like, who's responsible for what. The possibility exists that we are all responsible for all the things that we interact with. That's why I tell people all the time, people engage not by happen chance. It's all on purpose. There is purpose in everything. Everybody you meet, everything you come by. I don't care if it's a color you've seen this day ties into this idea, and everything happens with intention for something in the long run. But because nobody knows all the answers, it's all speculation. Speculation, excuse me. Nobody has all the answers because nobody knows the answer to everything. However, I stand firmly when I say that one of our biggest problems communally is lack of accountability, lack of integral accountability, making decisions that we know is right in spite of the loss. And somebody said that earlier. I just want to see if I can run that back real quick. Trying to see it again. Try to find it. Here it is. Marima said it. Try to get it really quickly. Put up again. Integrity, doing what's right simply because it's right. Period. Do you understand me? Like that. That just because it's right. And then someone else mentioned about the idea of loss, that nobody wants to lose. You get what I'm saying? Nobody wants to lose. Tasha said that's number one. I know it's many layers, sis. I know it's many layers. But off jump. I don't want to hear what the government is not doing. I don't want to hear what the alderman is not doing or what the police are not doing. If your auntie them is still letting you blah blah blah. Because this is where all these lessons start at. All the accountability starts in the house first. You're supposed to teach your children these lessons of behavior, and then so that when they go out into the world, they become productive, positive additives to society, as opposed to menaces. Because a menace to society is trash, trash. But nonetheless, it is what it is, right? Okay, Chase, that's enough. Thank you. Tosh said, I think we have to break the generation curse of what happens in this house stays in this house. Mm, that's that slave mentality shit. It is. Tosh, I believe that 130%. I don't believe in none of them house secret shits. I don't believe that. I think that's trash. I think it's absolutely garbage. It's a way to keep the monster hidden, keep the monster under the bed, so they can attack. And as long as it's like feeding a vampire, if they only want six souls this week, If we just give them the 6, we can sacrifice the 6 for the 12. Nigga, no, don't sacrifice me for the none. Don't sacrifice me for the none, please, and thank you. How about it? It's hard, but that rule has broken us. It's facts. It's facts. I say it all the time. I'm not keeping that. Well, it's between me and you. Is it? Is it? And why? If you come to me and tell me between me and you, unless it's a secret that you're trying to share with me, if it's causing hurt, harm, or danger to somebody, please don't call me telling me something. It's between me and you, because I want you to tell. I want you to tell. Morima said, Goes Hard said it. It all starts at home. Period. And as parents, we can't just take glory. We also have to take responsibility. They're not just our children when um, they're doing all things wonderful, do our wonderfulness, and f them kids when they wreak havoc in the community. Listen, you're right. It's how we even allow the government to get away with it. Find the line. Come on now, without question. Without question, that's how it came. To. Hey, listen, but all the quiet, all the conversations held in the back room, and ain't nobody said nothing. And then they get out and have, excuse me, a separate public meeting. They talk about that all the time. We already know what happened. What I don't even remember the name of that play that was just I was just out, the popular play. Touch said I would never say fuck them kids because I was one of them to you, but what I have learned in the lessons I've seen over time, we are in a dangerous moment just because we dropped the ball. Yup. It's all bad. No worries that you disappeared. We all have to disappear to your work. Mm-hmm. They getting set up for the set now, Sarah. It's been going down in a minute. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is so good. I love sweet potato fries. But nonetheless, I love them. They don't love my body though. Lau said, characteristic of behavior within our community, we've accepted the action but not accountable for the truth. That's wrong. Sometimes it's just not that great. That gray and white. I mean, that black and white though. Sometimes it's a lot of gray area in there. It's a lot of gray area in there, and I just don't think that we. I think the fact that everybody's just this or that, and because it's the gray area. That's the part that's being kept secret. All the gray areas. That's the part where the secret's at, and it's bigger than the black and white. The gray area, the part where it bleed over, where it could be kind of this. People don't know how to be truthful about their feelings. I can't do that. I would like to do that, but that's not gonna. I don't agree with that. But if you do it, then I'll get you this. Well, I'm gonna do it. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Collectively, I don't even know if I want to say it's private. Let me see. Mm, okay. Just trying to get everything together. It's okay, Chase. I love that y'all engaging me today. I love that we having this great conversation. Feels good. Always have some great conversation to chop it up with y'all about. We got plenty to talk about always. Y'all know we getting ready to we gearing up for the birthday party for the kids. That's happening. It's the 20. This is the 29th year, so it is happening June 24th. I believe it is 23. Make sure y'all start paying attention to flyers, looking out for the flyers and everything that's coming out or whatever. Auntie Rita said, in my humble opinion, there's a lot of things that have led to the downfall of our communities and have hindered our children from positive development. High five. There are lots. There are lots. There are lots. Got to start somewhere. Got to start somewhere. If everybody just woke up today Everybody go to sleep tomorrow. I mean, go to sleep tonight and just wake up tomorrow and be like, this shit over. It's gonna be a whole lot of grandmas, TTs, mama them, dads turning in their children, turning in their other family members. Is the people gonna feel like everybody betraying each other for the accountability laws or whatever. And then again, if you feel like the authorities that are in place are not suitable to what's the word I'm looking for? To facilitate punishment for behavior, even though this is the society that we live in. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, with all the things that's going on in this life, I mean, you can't help people in a hot mess. But the truth of the matter is, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail for nothing. For what? Nothing. There's nothing that I want to go to jail for. You know what I'm saying? And not even just I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to deal with the consequences of embarrassing my mom, my grandma, my family name for any of that behavior. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see, I mean, we can go back if you want to use the Bible as example, Cain and Abel. Like you showed up and you killed your brother. God's like, hey, yo, where your brother at, yo? He was like, who? I don't know. I'm not my brother's keeper. He's like, yes, you are. What'd you do? He already knew. My whole point is we in this position now. What are we doing? What are we doing? Where's accountability? When you know that your grandma is not well and you got to go outside and you do the things and you embarrass her, now she got to deal with the authorities and now you can just side eye yourself talking about son, I just did what I had to do. Did not. You did what you wanted to do. You selfish son of a in the language. Tasha said politically, I think we are on the cusp of the 1990s again, where truth and sentencing laws came up because most of gun crimes in the inner city community. Listen, hear me, my sister, with all the black business owners. How come what? I don't okay, let me know when you finish. I'm loud. Um listen, I'm listen, I'm a firm I believe in truth and sentences. I also believe in capital punishment. But people be like, why? Because I believe in eye for an eye, fam. And I believe in the follow through because I think that people be on death row entirely too long. However, I do understand. What about the people that's on death row and they shouldn't be? I understand that. I also know that there's people on death row that absolutely should be, and they just been around for too long. They just hanging out on GP for what? Get the hell out of here! Get the hell out of here, yo! I don't want to be bothered with that. I don't want that type of engagement. I don't want that for us or y'all. I don't want to have to look over my shoulder every time I go somewhere. I want to be able to go to the gas station and get gas without and in my community down the street from my house without having to say, "Oh my God, what is this man going to do?" Nothing. Walk past me and go mind his business, or he gonna try to talk to me, or he gonna say something to me or cause me harm in some kind. I don't know. I don't want to deal with none of that. I want to be able to just go and be outside and take care of the. I want to be more afraid of somebody that don't look like me. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of the other way around. And then people saying, why they mistreating us? Because your cousin them is acting a fool. And so now not only are other people afraid of us, but we're afraid of us. We're also afraid of us. You get what I'm saying? You offended when Hispanics, I was finna be real racist. When Hispanics or Caucasians or Asian are afraid of us, you like we offended. But we afraid of us. We are afraid of us. And we should not be not afraid of everybody, but enough that you got to look over your shoulders all the time. You got to question people's intention, question people's um motives. That ain't good. That is not good. And we're responsible for that because we allow it to go on. We don't say that's not enough. I mean, we don't say that's enough. It's not acceptable. It's unacceptable. You don't want your children punished or reprimanded out in these streets But it's none of that happen at home. Consequences is a real thing. It's a real thing. We are keepers of our own faith. Thank you, Facebook user. Facebook user says fate. We are keepers of our own fate, not faith. Okay. Tasha says, but is it fair to say the hand down of but is it fair to say the hand down of trauma is parental and maternal? I'm just trying to read it. Is a parental and maternal trait that has been passed down generationally, not an excuse, but a fact of matter for cause and effect. How does another black devalue their own who taught that? Listen, the I understand that it's not easy to look your mama in the face and say that was bogus, mama. You get what I'm saying? I was 30 before I told my mama no for the first time. However, wrong is wrong, yo. Mama, you wasn't you messed up. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mama, you these are the things that you taught me and it was not right. Dad, dude, you failed me in this area. We need to figure out how to make it right. Give you room to make amends. Make it right, yo. Get it right. SMH Marima says it's horrible to be uncertain or afraid of your own people in your own community. I love driving Uber and Lyft, but not in Milwaukee. You gotta wonder with somebody is only emotionally, mentally, emotionally, spiritually when I get in your car. So more so than anywhere else I have driven. That's the part that bothers me. I not that I want to be afraid of anybody, but I'm disturbed that I'm more afraid of people that look like me than I am of others. And I should be less comfortable with someone of a different descent. Like it should be where no matter what the what is, like we not out here causing each other harm. If you feel like you need to harm somebody else, why are you harming the people in your house? House community and the bigger version of it, y'all. Like who doing that? You get what I'm saying? Like who doing that? But we are on levels that are just the numbers are just astronomical. Like seriously. Um, you get what I'm saying? And then like don't be offended because of the fact, hey, listen, ain't none of y'all just openly going to the gas station on 20, what's that, 23rd and find it like y'all ain't going if you don't got to. Not without carrying your semi-automatic machine gun. It's not happening. Do you understand? It's not happening. Saddest part is that one of those folks who need to hear and adopt this. Saddest part is that none of those folks who need to hear and adopt this are on here listening. That's not true though. So here's the deal, Beatrice, check this out. We need to adopt and first. You get what I'm saying? And we need to be accountable for because somebody on here could easily have a cousin, a nephew, a niece, a aunt, a mother, a dad, a father, a uncle, a grandparent, a friend who's doing all the things that we talking about. And then they kicking it with them every day. Like you breaking bread with somebody that you can't even trust. I ain't eating with you, yo. Keep your just give me my pickles. You understand what I'm saying? Give me my pickles. Marima said, I hate that. Tasha said, hell no. I know you ain't. Marima also said, I just almost threw up at the number of souls that left here in the last 24 hours. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Rain Jennings said, hey, Rain, how you doing? Yes, it is. Yes, it is fair to say that parental trauma is a trait that is passed down intergenerationally. Trauma forms our thoughts and behavior, and we pass down. When we don't address this, we change the DNA. Come on now. Y'all, I see y'all commenting. I see y'all. Come on now. Beatrice says, even our book better than that. Let me see if I'm missing something. Where we at? Even I know better than that. Okay. Okay. The bottom line is that we are all products of our environment, whatever the environment may have been. But as we develop and grow, it becomes our responsibility to change the things we don't like and didn't like. I'm not saying it's easy to do. What I am saying is that it has to be done. Otherwise, we're just going to continue perpetuate the nonsense. Exactly. Exactly. Lyle says, let me just come here to our Black community businesses. Let's schedule a meeting to buy Midtown so we can have a place, plan, and plan and purpose for our community and the youth of tomorrow. They have plenty places, Lyle. There's plenty places for them to be. Plenty places. They don't need another place. They need another restructure of morality. They need to be retaught a whole lot of things. They got somewhere to go. They don't want to. Natasha said, listen, bodies dropping. Do you hear me? Facts, left and right, like crazy. This weekend was bananas, and which is how we got on this topic in the first place, because Lau mentioned that the young man that was killed this early this morning, late last night, actually happened in front of his home, and all of the neighbors in the area said, and I quote, that they were Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles. They ain't seen nothing. Scientific papers state that. Facts. Let's go. Hello, Larry. How are you? Facts. They choose. Um, Facebook user said, let's start a list of things we are doing to ourselves. I'll start oppress, suppress, depress, endanger, frustrate, looking for some positive to offset these negatives. Hello, Facebook user. Please tell me who you are. Thank you. Larry said, I'm getting ready to start a nonprofit and teach these young men construction. Awesome. That is great. Maybe you can, I don't know if you know him already, but if you can connect with Tyrone Johnson of BIG, um, they have a great nonprofit that is actually doing that, teaching them construction as well. I think it would be a great perspective to have multiple. The more the merrier, in my personal opinion. Um, Marima said that place needs to be purchased for something greater than our youth. As Patrice said, they have more than enough places to be and things to do. Midtown needs to be shown in Phoenix don't need to be Sherman Phoenix on steroids. It should be. Everybody, you are welcome to share business flyers and information with Live Milwaukee or Live Milwaukee. Thank you, Tasha. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. If we don't do this, we'll be losing Midtown for dollars that is not being invested into the inner city. It's a lot of it's a lot of I mean, everybody had their opinion on what should be done with Midtown. I'm not gonna argue with you about what people's opinion of what should be happening in a Midtown. I personally feel like there are many activities and many other places for the young people to engage. Now, mind you, as we're growing, I think it should be greater opportunity for them to gain money, which means by changing the age of work, that people can you gotta the changing the age of licensable for them to be able to work. But even then, we're talking about restructuring priorities, education and employment for finances, because somewhere along the line, these children weigh out the value of finances and flash over education and morality. But we already know what that looks like and where it came from. Hmm. His name is Tyrone Johnson. The name of the organization is BIG. Um, BIG Construction, I believe it is. Mm, BIG. It's an acronym. Okay. Facebook user Mr. Gransberry. Hey, now I'm sorry that my name never appears with my comments. Please educate me as to how to make this happen. If it depends on where you're commenting at. If you are commenting in the blowradio.com group, initially there's a link that shows up when you get ready to comment that asks you, do you grant StreamYard permission, and you have to say yes, or you can go to my YouTube channel and comment, or you can go to my personal page, Patrice Green and channel. Auntie Rita said every time we have tried to do that, it just gets destroyed. Destroyed. Do you hear me? Destroyed. Like for real, destroyed. Oh my gosh. Stop buying games. What games, Lyle? Hmm. I'm just saying I mean we all have opinions. And the idea is to put together, like, nobody has the perfect answer. The whole point is to try to continue to come up with ways to execute in the ways that we haven't already done. We just can't keep repeating the same cycle. We have to try the other stuff. All the other stuff is the stuff that people are afraid of because it ain't pretty. You understand what I'm saying? It involves consequences. It involves us saying, hey, this ain't happening here, yo. It's done and done. That's what it involves. Um, Tasha Jones says, "Do we have any certified teachers on board willing to start a learning club?" Not touching hashtag NPS bureaucracy. I want to teach civic engagement and Black history with STEM. Reach out to Lynetta Islam. I know she had a tutoring program and she worked with several teachers. Her name is Lynetta Islam. Okay. Um, yeah. I mean, it's people doing it. You know what I mean? It's people doing it, and we can just making these networks. Y'all know I'm all about networking, not reinventing the wheel. We want to teach us the lack of we are not dispersing the word about the things that we need to be dispersing the word about. Like we getting word out about all other kind of stuff. You get what I'm saying? We have all these types of things going on. Let's network. Let's build and see what we can do to make the engagement less tumultuous for us all. You know what I mean? Let's do it. It's possible. Tosh says learning is 24-hour gig. We need to remove them from the comfort zone and reteach them life. Do you hear me? They not even comforted. They're not in comfort zones. They are completely uncomfortable. I understand that there is no key to parenting. I understand also that no one has the book on what that looks like, but I also understand that the lack of accountability for some of the, even we talking about even parenting. You get what I'm saying? You just throw your hands up. Ain't you supposed to be doing that? My D-Rock got a joke about it. He say all the time. He got a parent that called him to stop calling me. I'm at work. Stop calling me about this kid. I'm at work. It's your kid, yo. Stop calling me. Stop calling you. It's your kid, yo. They being bothered. They being disturbed because their child is being disruptive. And the school is saying, hey, you gotta come handle your baby. You get what I'm saying? Range in and said youth work is necessary. However, we have to think systematically. We can put all the resources into our youth, but the dismantling of our community started generations ago and requires helping folks 0 to 99. I work with a 70-year-old woman that has a long history of sexual trauma and violence. We currently talk about her challenges. She's still dealing with similar issues. This is someone's mom and grandma. She needs just as much help as our 16-year-old babies. It's the kids, but also it's the mamas and daddies. Come on now, let's get it. That's what it is. Technically, when you are raised in such a way that chaos is comfort. Okay, I understand, Tasha, but you know what I meant. I get what you're saying, sis. Technically, when you are raised in such a way that chaos is comfort, that is what we live in. I understand. Inked Out Blake is in the building. What's good, bro? Hey, how's it going? Mm-mm-mm. Yes. Mm-mm-mm. I just, again, want to still to find opportunity to not just focus. We don't want to pretend that these things are not happening. But I'm not about reinventing the wheel. I want us to network and strengthen our ties. And we got 1,000 programs, and none of them work together. 1,000 programs for the youth, and none of them work together. They're everybody trying to be the one to find the answer. It's like you got 1,000 what you call it, what's what I'm looking for, 1,000 pieces of bread out here, you know what I'm saying, but they not trying to build the same sandwich, you know what I mean. We are trying to fix the same problem, provide the same opportunity, and instead of working together, all these different programs should be working together. City Milwaukee Youth Development Programming, Safe and Sound, what's that called? Gun Violence Prevention, the Department of Gun Violence Prevention. All they should all be working together. There should be interactive meetings. So there's one program, one plan from different ideas. I mean, from different angles. One plan, one focus, instead of 30,000 focus. You know, 30. Nobody knows which program to go to, nowhere to know where to go. They want to play, they want to do this. Nobody knows how to engage these children. The trauma forces, trauma engage. No, it should be one goal and different ways to approach this goal. But it's not. They somebody trying to be the one. We're gonna be the one to get us on the right page. We're gonna be the one to set this plan. We're gonna be the one. Who's the one? Um, I'm sorry about the fire, but we can't be a snail. What do you mean, Lyle? Auntie Reedy said I had a conversation with Bobby last night, telling him about what I witnessed and experienced in working in education. I know everyone thinks it's a conspiracy theory, but I promise you, our children have been set up to fail since they were in grade school. Passing a child from third to fourth grade, and they have not passed third grade, puts them on the road to checking out. Once they check out, puts them on the road to checking out, and once they check out, they hit the streets and become behavioral problems. Listen, facts, facts, and we talked that early on, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's so hard to undo. I try this as a youth development program. I have been doing and working with kids since we was kids. You know what I mean? But as a youth development programmer, I try to tell these parents a long time ago, listen, don't be saying your 10-year-old don't know nothing. Your 10 years, they've been doing this shit for 10 years. 10 years on the job almost got you tenure. You understand what I'm saying? 15 years on a job, 15 years doing the same job and the same lifestyle. That's tenure, yo. 20 years and you retiring. You feel what I'm saying? The ability to make these adjustments is done and done. The game that this is later for that. Later for looking away. You get what I'm saying? Later for looking away. So I said, this is why we need to teach outside MPS. Absolutely, we need to be teaching outside of just MPS. We need to be teaching them in the capacity that just reach them individually. All these different programs is out here wasting all these different governmental funds following these whack ass curriculum without anybody taking the time to say, how are all these programs working together? You should be able to move seamlessly through these programs. And that's all funded by the same place. That's these programs. You should be able to move from one program to the next, in and out, whatever. And then once these children are aging out of all these quote unquote youth development programs, you're just dropping them off on the streets. And wonder why these 18, 19-year-old kids don't have no adult guidance, because they babies. Whew. Listen. Facts, but divisiveness is key. Think about it. Listen, I'm all about having different roads to get there. Because everybody don't learn the same. I'm all about being able to teach this child this way, teach that child that way, and being able to, but the end goal is to be able to teach us to all be constructive and productive parts of society. And if we are not doing that, then we are teaching ourselves, setting ourselves up for detriment. You know what I'm saying? That is what we're doing, setting ourselves up for detriment constantly, but we've been doing it forever. Moving slow within our community and family. Let's do it with that love and action instead of trying to build a prison within our community so you be mayor. Listen, that's the go back to, and this is how political power is imposed, espoused, and controlled. Absolutely. That's it right there. That's it right there. Mm-mm. Listen, y'all. These conversations be so bomb. Tosh, you got a plan to come down to the show and sit with me and chop it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Come sit down. Come. Let's chop and let's build. Let's talk about some of this stuff, but not just this. I'm all about. Let's talk about the solution. Let's talk about how do we engage. Let's talk about setting up the plan. Let's talk about the meeting. You understand what I'm saying? Let's talk about what it's gonna look like. I see you, Everett. Let's go. I see you. I see you, Everett. Let's do it. Tasha said the lack of education is key to throw it off. Edward Gransbury said the same issue being spoke about have challenged us for over 100 years in the walking community, yet some of us have been able to improve our condition. I question what we are doing to improve our own condition rather than looking to find fault. Again, we are the directors of our own fate. I promise I will. I need to. I know you do. And this is what I was saying, accountability starting with self. And this is what it is, getting the changes within self, making the phone calls when you see it happening, stop being afraid of the details. Like, it's too many ways to call anonymously. Too many ways to call anonymously. Block your phone, download the app that change your phone number. It's all kind of things to do to call anonymously and say, "Hey, I know that was Kevin that did such and such, such. I know Andre did, or I know Keisha had, or Tanya or Lily had such and such." Come on now. There's even an app. There's even an app. And we start talking about accountability to stop being snitches get stitches. You only consider the snitch if what? It's considered snitching if you participate. It's called whistleblowing if you had never participated. And such is life, or something like that. But nonetheless, here we go. So I'm getting ready to get up out of here. I know they're getting ready for this the blackout pitch black event that's about to happen here at the Sherman Phoenix, and I got to get ready so I can set up my bar so my staff come in and don't be trying to fight me because I got all my equipment back here. I'd love to be able to have some of these conversations. We are planning a Venus versus Mars discussion here at the Happy Days Day Bar in conjunction with Two Kings Barbershop, which is the plan. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In conjunction with them. That is the plan. So as soon as we get the rest of the stuff together for the details, we'll put that together. But it's always open for conversation. You want to come and have a good day? Tuesdays is great. Let's call it tell it like it is Tuesday, or talk to me Tuesday. And let's come sit in here and we can chop it up and have these dope, deep discussions, have some cocktails, get some good food, and enjoy ourselves. Otherwise, right before karaoke, because karaoke goes down here on every Wednesday, every Tuesday. Sherman Phoenix hosts the karaoke with DJ Mix Shell from 4 to 8 on Wednesdays. It's game night. Come and hang out with us on game night this week. This week, Thursday, is Wild Poetry. Wild Poetry is definitely in the building. Prince Dan and his crew shows up, shows out. Also, this is the week that D-Rock is hosting a comedy show. So comedy show is going down this week as well. So much happening. And we want you to be a part of it. Follow us on all social media opportunities. Happy Days Day Bar, and we'll get it all together. Happy Days Day Bar. If you want to know a little bit more about what it is we're doing, happy on all social media platforms. Shout out to Sherman Phoenix. Shout out to, of course, Calm Wellness Services for being a sponsor of everything that I do. Love being a massage therapist. If you're looking for some great body work, good massage work, go ahead and make your appointment at Welcome WELKALM.com, and I'm gonna take care of you. All righty then. Please get some bourbon up there. It's bourbon up here. Thank you very much. It's bourbon here. Thank you, Everett. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. I will too, Auntie Rita. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lyle. Shannon said, here they don't want them to work past crumbs to the masses, so no one will ever really eat. They scrambling and around and starving and looking to compare themselves to their peers and win. We are all losing. Oh my God. Whose program has more funding? When we speak and move as a group, we will win in the community. And that is a great way to end today's show. I want to thank y'all for being here with me every Monday, 1 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. I know I was late. I know I was a little late, but that's okay. I'm here and I'm glad y'all here. That sun is doing a beautiful thing. I'm loving it, feeling good. I see that the weather be trying to break, but kind of not really. Still enjoying this awful winter here in Milwaukee. As we get ready to prepare for the coming of spring. I know we're a little early, but I'm talking it into existence. Come on, spring. Come on, spring. Until then, if you have any questions, you always feel free to hit me up. You can inbox me on my personal page. You can send me an email to IamJustPatrice@gmail.com. Know that I'm going to reply. It's all good. It's all love, y'all. Y'all remember to think, folks, stay positive. You know what I'm saying? Stay positive. Focus on all the things that you do have and bring that type of energy, channel that into yourself, and don't worry about all the things that you don't have. And we'll make way for those other things as we are trying to make way in our community to cross some T's and dot some I's so we can do better together. All right. And until then, until next week, y'all, it's real. I holla.